I'm 101, so I forget what a lot of things that had happened.
So I'm going to be filming. You don't have to look at the camera, you can just look at me. It'll just be like a conversation. You can bring up whatever you want to bring up, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, I'll just ask you some questions.
Jean Ferguson,
Where are you from originally?
Santa Barbara. We moved when I was 3 into town. Well, my time in Santa Barbara was wonderful because we were on the beach all the time. Those days you could walk across the highway in the 30s and 40s. You could walk across the highway and go to the beach, but never today. It was too busy, but we spent hours on the beach because we didn't have anything like we have now. We were happy. We had lots of fun on the beach. And actually, as I grew up, I enjoyed my life. About 5 of us girls would do everything together, and we had a good time in high school. But we were just kids then, you know. And then later, we all got together when we graduated and had, you know, we each keep company with each other. Otherwise, it was a nice life. And then when I grew up and met my husband, he was a soldier, but he was a different religion than me. I said, he wanted to get married. I said, no, we'd be fighting. Well, we got married. But we finally got my mother and dad to say, okay. He was thrilled to death that we could marry. And we did, and it was the best thing I ever did. He was a saint. He was wonderful. And he loved his family. And he worked hard for the Army. And we spent 30 years in the military. He became a lieutenant colonel and had good things to do. And when it came time for the war, Second World War, when we went into Germany.
Oh, you went to Germany?
My husband was with the Tank Corps, and he was with General Patton, and they went into Germany. And then I was at home. It was very hard on our families hearing all the terrible things that were happening, similar to what there is now. And the war came on. I was 23 when I got married and traveled all over Europe to many of the famous places. And it was a real thing to be in the service. And he came back home when the war was over, and we settled down. But he stayed in the service till he was a lieutenant colonel, and came home to Santa Barbara, and we built a home. I had 6 children. Seemed like I had one every time we moved, but we had 6, and I now have 4, as 2 passed away. And he was studying always. He had a book in his hand. He went to night school, and it was good because the girls, the 5 girls I had, they were just like him. They would take classes, and they studied. And he said, my kids are going to college. I said, Jack, I don't know where we're going to get the money to send 5 kids to college. But he found a way. I don't know, I can't tell you much about life here. It was a pretty nice life, you know. And it really had no problems of the nature that we have now. We really had a very good area. It really was nice in Santa Barbara. I don't know what else I can tell you other than this was a town where people loved each other, and we worked for the betterment of the city. To tell the children anything I can say, if they would just remember what you do comes back on you. If you've done the wrong thing, it's going to bother you. And if keep learning and being kind to your neighbor and try hard to go ahead and study whatever comes to you, what you are good at, keep at it, keep going, and think about what you want to do in life. I think today, if they had a little more love in the family and a little more caring, the young people want to be together. That's it. But they've got to love each other and help each other. That's, that comes with a person. But other than that, I don't know what to tell you about the change from the youth into the older ages, except to be kind and to understand. And you'll get mad and things that happen, but the idea is say, okay, that person wants to do that, let them do it. I'm not going to do it because it's not the right thing. If they carried that out, that would work. Is that enough?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe you can clean it up.
Yes.